Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another very interesting session with Suresh Kochattil ji. Welcome, Suresh ji.
Namaskar.
So yeah, Suresh ji, coming to the very talked about point is that the way a handful of Congress female MPs they protested and they approached near Modi ji's chair, and thereby Modi ji did not attend the parliament session, and this is a huge security threat because security personnel is not allowed inside the parliament. So Congress is at they are trying to do anything to somehow remove Modi ji from power, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that is what is very clear in this particular episode. In fact, I just spoke about something similar to what you said, and that is the fact that how come Modi ji's there's no protection allowed inside the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. They are allowed inside the parliament, but they are not allowed inside the chambers. I think the time has changed now. I think the parliament should bring in a new law because if the prime minister can be assaulted and he is under the 24 by 7 protection of the special protection group, and the SPG and the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha need to amend the laws to ensure that there is Prime Minister gets 24 by 7 protection while he's in the Lok Sabha. Because tomorrow, any of these MPs can attack him physically, and there's nothing much the speaker can do, and the reaction time of the SPG will be long because they're not present right at the spot. So I think the time has come now to make a change because it's very, very obvious. Initially, these people said that we didn't do anything, we just were, the BJP MPs were scared. But Kiran Rijiju made a very, very important point yesterday, Jaydev. He said, suppose the BJP women MPs had come out and attacked the Congress and the so called India Alliance MPs, then there would have been a kind of a very bad incident. BJP women MPs could have done the same thing. They could have gone and attacked these women MPs, and then they would have been pulling and screaming and shouting, and that's exactly what they wanted. See, these are the strategies adopted by the Hamas terrorists in Gaza. These are the strategies adopted by the Kashmiri terrorists when the earlier days, when there was stone throwing and other things, and the Indian army was conducting a search and cordon operation. These terrorists used to put women and children in the front, and they used to shoot from the back. This is exactly what it was. They put the women there deliberately, the Congress women MPs, knowing that if suppose the BJP MP male member comes and kind of attacks them, then that would become a big issue. And they wanted exactly that to happen. But unfortunately or fortunately for them, the Speaker Om Birla, and you know how that came about. I think you must have read the news. One of the Congress women MPs went and told the Shiv Sena MP, well, lady MP, to come. We are going to Gero the Prime Minister. Unfortunately, she forgot that was not the original, that was not Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, but it was a Shinde Shiv Sena woman member of parliament. And she immediately informed her party of seniors, and they informed the speaker saying that there is a likelihood of an attack on the prime minister. This needs a very high level investigation because this is a serious security lapse, and those women MPs also should be investigated, and possibly they should not even be allowed to fly because they are a threat. Tomorrow, suppose they can do anything to a national airline or any airline for that matter, and they can just create havoc wherever it is. Even when the prime minister is walking past, they can even attack him. So these particular women MPs need to be named, and they need to be kind of put under surveillance because they are being prodded by their party seniors, and they wanted to create a scene where these women MPs would have been attacked by the male BJP MPs because if they'd done something against the prime minister, the other members would have got angry and they would attack. And you actually saw there that day, there was Ashwini Vaishnav ji and I think Piyush Goyal ji standing there and literally doing, namaste, saying, please go back to your seat. Let the prime minister. No, they didn't want the prime minister to reply. It has nothing to do with Rahul Gandhi being allowed to speak or not to speak. That is just an excuse. If you see last time also, whenever there is a reply by the prime minister, the Congress starts shouting and screaming. They don't allow the prime minister to speak, and then they say the prime minister is scared of speaking. Who is scared, Mr. Rahul Gandhi? I don't understand who this guy is, Rahul Gandhi is. What does he think Prime Minister Modi is scared of him? I mean, far away from it. This guy should be scared of the Prime Minister because he's now going to lose his 97th or 98th election. Then he will say that it is also rigged, vote chori. And this is what it is. I mean, I think this is a security lapse, as you rightly said. There has to be an amendment. I don't know whether it's a constitutional amendment that is required or just a normal amendment, or the Lok Sabha and the Speaker and the Rajya Sabha chairman can decide in the rules of the conduct of the House that the Prime Minister will be given proximate security when he's inside the House. Because there has been an incident which is a serious security lapse in which certain women MPs were trying to target the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. And that itself should set up alarm bells all around. And we have seen that happen. And suppose the same thing has happened to Rahul Gandhi. Imagine the kind of hue and cry they would have created. That is exactly to the plan. They had got the banners. They wanted to use the banner to kind of surround the prime minister. How did they get the banner in the house? Who did the security check? We need to know all this. And this is exactly what, a person like Mamta Banerjee had done this before. Remember, I think it was, I don't know who was the speaker then sitting there. He threw the papers on his face when she was there against protesting against the Bangladeshis in Bengal. This is what it is. I mean, see, I'm not saying BJP didn't do it when they were in opposition. They did it. But there is a Lakshman Rekha that you draw. This further and no far. And that attack, or rather the planned attack on the Prime Minister did not happen. And Speaker Om Birla has still date not withdrawn that particular statement of his saying that he had advised the Prime Minister not to come to the House because the Congress and their so-called allies don't want to hear the Prime Minister. And when he spoke at Rajya Sabha, you saw the way he spoke. Very decent, very composed, and that is the way you behave. Not like Rahul Gandhi who plays for the cameras. I'm telling you, Jaydev, even now, switch off the cameras of the Lok Sabha for about 10 minutes. Rahul Gandhi will walk out of the house. He lives for the cameras. I mean, everybody loves media, no doubt about it. But Rahul Gandhi's dramatics that he wants to show in the house is not meant for the speeches in the house. Somebody writes on a piece of paper and gives it to him. He has absolutely zero idea about what he's speaking. And he just reads out from that paper and creates a dramatic persona there. I am going to do this kind of nonsense. And we saw the speech today morning. What did he say? He said that, India surrendered to the US. Who surrendered to the US? It was Manmohan Singh who surrendered to the US by not conducting the nuclear test when he was caught. And that is what should be. We can argue till the cows come home about how much was being charged for the apples that are being imported from the US till now. Was soybean oil not imported from the US till now during the Congress regime? Yes, it was. These are the things we can argue. But the point is, there should be a healthy debate in the parliament. Not doing dramatic, saying, oh, Modi is scared of you. Who is scared? Nobody is scared of you, man. Please understand. I mean, even a kid is not scared of you because they know your IQ. You are absolutely, I don't want to use certain words, but you are absolutely there next to a primate. This is what it is. Your IQ is so low that you don't know, and then you're saying, Modi is scared of me. If I come, there'll be an earthquake in parliament. Nonsense, man. What earthquake came in parliament? Nothing. This is what BJP, I think the BJP MPs are too timid, or maybe they've been instructed by their leaders not to get provoked because this is exactly what they wanted to happen. And unfortunately for Rahul Gandhi, he was caught because now he's going to be prosecuted under the Official Secrets Act. And that is going to be fun because then he can't deny because he showed that so-called book outside the parliament, outside the hall of the parliament of Lok Sabha. And there is no privilege for him. He can be prosecuted.
Yeah. So, and you remember in 2018 as well, Rahul Gandhi literally walked out and hugged Prime Minister Modi. If you remember that session, that was
Yeah, yeah.
quite shocking.
No, it is again. See, he could have done anything with the prime minister. Who knows? Because I don't know. I don't think there is actually adequate frisking of the MPs because all of them have massive egos. So who are you to check me, kind of thing? If the CIS of a CRPF gentleman checks them, security checks them, there has to be a protocol now. All of us are frisked at the airports. The same kind of check needs to be done. Every bit of the baggage needs to be scanned. Any banner or anything being carried into the house has to be discarded. This strict rule, Speaker Om Birla and Rajya Sabha Chairman Sri Radhakrishnan Ji need to bring it in. This has to happen. Otherwise, tomorrow PM Modi or even Home Minister Amit Shah can get attacked inside the parliament. We will not allow this because we've seen an attack outside the parliament and we saw how many people died in that particular attack. And there, this time it only happened inside the house. That is the difference, Jaidev.
Do you see the imprints of the American deep state in this?
No, I don't think, see, Rahul Gandhi works for, see, at the end of the day, this Narwane book thing, who benefited from it? China. China now knows how the Indian defense system works. That a corps commander or a tank commander calls a corps commander, the corps commander calls his boss, he calls up the army chief calls up the defense minister calls up the prime minister. Look at the chain of command. Now they understood the chain of command, that how much time it will take to take a decision. The next time they're better prepared. And I think the former army chief has done a huge disservice to this country. He's keeping quiet for the last 6 days, allowing the parliament to be hijacked by this so-called young man. He should have come out openly and said, look, this book has not been published. He doesn't need to wait till Penguin tells him that. Obviously, Narwane's book has been sent to various people. That is very, very obvious. Because there is a review written by one of the two former army chiefs in the jacket of that book. That means the book was printed. Maybe, a dummy copy was printed that was given to them. And that is a serious violation of the official secret. And he should know it better. He was the former army chief. He was not just a colonel or a major in the army. He was the boss of it all. And he should have known what happened. He has actually done a huge disservice to the nation by allowing the parliament to be disturbed for 6 days when it costs 5 to 6 crores to run the parliament every day, every working day. And look at the amount of money that we have lost. And finally, yesterday, the opposition parties got together and told Rahul Gandhi, this further and no far. We want a debate in parliament. You do your drama outside. We care a damn about your drama. Speaker, notice against the speaker. Give it, man. Who cares? It will get thrown into the dustbin. That's it. The no confidence should be against the leader of the opposition, if you ask me, because he is not fit to be an opposition leader. And that is what needs to happen. I don't know how that process happens, actually. We should disqualify him being. Anyway, under the Official Secrets Act, he is going to get prosecuted. And then let us see the tamasha. Then he will do more drama. That is what will happen. But Jaydev, it's very, very clear. The rules of the parliament have to be rewritten. If the security outside, there has to be security inside the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In the actual chambers, there has to be, at least for the prime minister.
Yeah, and also in today's session, Rahul Gandhi has asked why Anil Ambani is not in jail after he's named in Epstein files. So this is the latest attack.
Rahul Gandhi is named thrice in the Epstein files. His name appears thrice. Why is Rahul Gandhi not in jail? We should ask him that question, no? Just because Epstein wrote something, I'm not holding a brief for Anil Ambani, let him go to jail or let him go wherever he wants to. I care a damn. But the point is, Rahul Gandhi is named thrice in that place. Why? We all know what Epstein said about Rahul Gandhi in that. Modi's mention he said he was going to meet Benjamin Netanyahu, and President Trump has told him what to do with Benjamin Netanyahu. So they wanted Modi's resignation immediately. The Congress guys, like, their spokesperson like Pawan Khera. If you read that, even a class 4 child reads that, he will understand that it is just a reference to Modi's visit to Israel. And Rahul Gandhi wants his resignation. There's so many other people mentioned in that. I mean, let us not dig into history. We all know who was caught at the US airport with drugs, for which he had to be released. And we had to release a convicted criminal who was in an Indian prison in exchange for that. Let us not go into all that. Trump will have all these things with him. Tomorrow he can just draw it out and show it to Rahul Gandhi saying, look, this is what you did when you were here last. So this deep state business, I think I care a damn for them, actually. Look at the way, I admire Trump. He went all out at Washington Post and finished them off. He went out all out against BBC and finished them off. Sued them like hell. Now he's going to go after CNN. He bought over TikTok. That is, his associates bought over TikTok. Now that's exactly what it is. I mean, even here, we allow this nonsense like Caravan to carry all this nonsense. We should shut them down now. Prosecute them under the Official Secrets Act and shut them down for our scroll, this kind of wire. All that kind of nonsense should be stopped. This is what it is. Just because we give too much of freedom doesn't mean that you can impinge on anybody and accuse everybody of it. There has to be an investigation, and Rahul Gandhi or who leaked that book should be prosecuted under the Official Secrets Act. Be it Penguin or be it General or be it Rahul Gandhi. All need to go to jail.
Yeah, and also Shashi Tharoor's son, he got fired from Washington Post recently.
So happy I was, because There was one, why Shashi Tharoor blocked me on Twitter was that about 6 years ago, I asked him, no, you should write a book. He was talking about writing a book. And I said, you should write, next book should be how to kill your wife without getting caught. And within 5 minutes, he blocked me. And actually, I was in between was Ishan's tweet also somewhere in that. And I was actually responding something there. And Shashi Tharoor blocked me. See, this is what it is. I mean, I had actually spoken extensively on this in Telugu news channels here in Hyderabad. Washington Post was center of the left, more left than center, and they were kind of peddling all kind of fake stuff. Even with the India guys who were sitting here in India, the India correspondent, or guy in Ukraine, everywhere, they were peddling the leftist propaganda against Modi government. And look what happened today. They got sacked, and I'm damn happy about it. These guys all should shut down. Actually, Jeff Bezos did a damn good job. I know he's losing millions, 100 billion almost every year. Doesn't matter. But at least he has cleaned up his act. And he's shown these guys the door. And that is what is going to happen. Unfortunately, in our country, as I repeated before, as I said before, the Quint and the Scroll and the Wire and all that nonsense, they need to be also shut down immediately. And that is what needs to happen. Because that is where all your George Soros and Open Society Foundation and all these guys come in. They are the ones who are funding these guys. Every funding that is coming to these publications, even from a normal NEFT transaction or a UPI transaction, needs to be traced. Who are these guys funding these channels? We all know what happened to NewsClick. We all know what they did. We all know what happened to News Minute. We all know what Dhanya Rajendran did. Peddling money around, distributing money around. That needs to be investigated. Go like Trump has gone after Washington Post and finish them off. That is what should be done, because we don't want our country to be sold to China. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, and so why do you think Shashi Tharoor is still sticking to the Congress party? Is it
Yeah,
because of the Sunanda Pushkar case or something like that?
well, I'm not really aware of why he's sticking on, but I think he knows for a fact that if he has to win from Trivandrum, he needs to be with the Congress. Because within Trivandrum town, if you know the town as such, Jaydev, it's basically a Nair Hindu stronghold, Trivandrum. And I come from the same community as Shashi Tharoor. He's also a Nair. But the problem is the moment you go outside Trivandrum towards Vizhinjam and other side, it's a Latin Catholic area. It's always like this, that the BJP is leading in Trivandrum, say up to round number 18 or something. And the moment they step out round number 19, 20, outside of 24, 23, 24, the BJP starts losing. Till now, they have only won one constituency in the assembly election in Kerala so far. That was Nemam, long back. O Rajgopal ji had won it. Shashi Tharoor knows that his next victory is, yes, he is with Congress, because if he has to win from Trivandrum, that is the only hope in hell that he has. And Congress also realized that very well, that if they remove Shashi Tharoor, he will go to the BJP and contest from there. He might end up losing, but what will happen is that he will create a bigger embarrassment for the Congress. And remember, these were the same guys who literally threw him out from the party, Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge. Today, they had to eat the humble pie. They had to bend before Shashi Tharoor, saying, please come back to the party. And the same Rahul Gandhi and same Mallikarjun Kharge, same Pawan Khera and same Jairam Ramesh had tweeted against Shashi Tharoor. Now, what happened, Mr. Jairam Ramesh? You have to eat, you'll eat the crow now? That is what I want to ask you. Shashi Tharoor knows very well, Jaydev, that if he has to win, and I know Sunanda Pushkar, I have no idea about it, whether there was proof. Everybody knows that it was not a natural death, that she was killed, yes. But then, who did it, how they did it, is a big mystery till now. Whether Rahul Gandhi is holding some of those proof with him, we don't know. He must be, because that is what he must be using it to black. But then he could have blackmailed him when he was contesting as the Congress president against Mallikarjun Kharge. Possibly could have done it at that time. Maybe he felt that Shashi Tharoor was becoming too popular. And there, remember in this debate in the Lok Sabha, the first name for the budget, reply to the budget, was Shashi Tharoor. It was not Rahul Gandhi. And Shashi Tharoor had to say he felt embarrassed because he knew that if he spoke, then there'd be nothing left for Rahul Gandhi to speak. Because everybody will compare Shashi Tharoor with Rahul Gandhi, and we know all that. It is like, comparing a professional speaker against a kind of a novice, and Rahul Gandhi will lose out big time. So immediately Shashi Tharoor was so magnanimous. He said, no, let the leader of opposition speak. And that is how Mr. Rahul Gandhi ended up speaking. And every bit of his speech can be challenged. Fake on facts, it can be challenged even by a good amount of research done by any BJP spokesperson. They can easily catch him. Just ask him how much was apples imported during the Congress regime, how much was being charged per kilo, and what was the duty on that. Was soybean oil not imported during the Congress regime? Yes, it was. There's so many other things that were imported during the Congress regime for which US was given huge benefits. I mean, let us not get into it, but there are so many things that the Congress bent before the US. We all know why Nambi Narayan was arrested. We all know who got Nambi Narayan arrested. Let me not get into it. Just get Sri Kumar, the former DG and of Gujarat, and he will tell you he was arrested and he was sent to jail. I don't know whether he's still there in jail now. But these kind of characters wanted to stop India's cryogenic program. They were used by a foreign agency and they were used with the ruling party elite in Delhi to arrest a great scientist like Nambi Narayanan. This is what these traitors do to this country, traitors in this so-called grand old party in India. And that is what boils me. Really, I get really angry because here was a brilliant scientist, Nambi Narayan, called a spy, tortured. He was insulted. All for what? Just because somebody sitting in a bungalow in Delhi, being the leading light of that party, was blackmailed by the agency of a particular country and forced to get this person arrested so that India's cryogenic program goes back by 20 years. They thought India will never develop it. We developed it, but our program went back by 20 years. That is what was done. These are the traitors. They need to be investigated first. It is not Modi who surrendered. It was Manmohan Singh who surrendered to the US. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, you should understand that.
Yeah, and also Suresh, if you remember, the ex-IPL chairman Lalit Modi is outside India. He made some grave allegations against Shashi Tharoor, if you remember.
Yes, yes, yes. All those are history. I mean, it is there in the footnotes of history. Don't tell me. I mean, nobody is doodh mein dhula hua here. Everybody who has been through that entire rigmarole of stuff, we all know who owned the Kerala IPL team. It was a Benami ownership. Sunanda Pushkar wanted to talk about it. She called the meet or the press, called a press meet. That press meet never happened because she was killed long before that. She wanted to tell something to the media that actually who owned that team, who's using the Hawala money to bankroll that team. And what happened to the Kerala IPL team after that? After Sunanda Pushkar's death, the team just disappeared. And that itself, you'll get an answer for it as to whether it was a genuine ownership or it was a fake ownership. I'm telling you, I think the BJP is too soft on Rahul Gandhi. What happened to his citizenship issue with the British citizenship? Why is Amit Shah ji not doing anything about it? Why can't we expose him and show that he was a British citizen? Look at the way Himanta Biswa is going after Gaurav Gogoi. Today it has been proved that Gaurav Gogoi's son doesn't have an Indian citizenship. Why? Because I believe his wife surrendered. That is, Gaurav Gogoi's wife surrendered her son's citizenship, saying he's a citizen of another country. Which country? Now that's a question Modi government needs to answer. They need to go hammer and tongs at this so-called first family sitting in New Delhi. And that they need to, National Herald case stuck. The British passport case stuck. Go after them, man. If they get a chance, they had tortured Narendra Modi. They know what they did with him during the Gujarat riots. Okay? They had, imprisoned Amit Shah. Why doesn't the BJP do it? Why are they so soft on these people? The same people who are walking around after getting a bail under Section 420, 420, and he has the guts to call Prime Minister Narendra Modi a surrender. I mean, this is an ideal. I know people will say it's vendetta. So be it. So be it. Get them, put them in the jail, and that should be done.
Yeah. So now, we have Pakistan is finally going to play India in T20.
They don't have a choice.
So,
Beggars can't be choosers.
yeah. So, what's your take? Do you think BCCI should strongly stop these matches, right? Especially after Operation Sindhu.
Let them play. See, let them play. Let them play and defeat Pakistan in the field. That will give me the ultimate kick. Because otherwise they'll say India dar gaya, bhag gaya, and all that kind of nonsense. We should. I'm all for it. On the field, you show that guts and show that we can fight and finish up Pakistan once and for all. And that's what should be. See, why they came back to play, everybody knows the kind of fines that they were going to get The fact that they were going to lose 2 points and the entire run rate would have dipped, they knew they had to come back. But the nonsense they came up with was that Shahbaz Sharif spoke to the Sri Lankan Prime Minister and he assured him of support. Where? There was not a statement from Sri Lanka about this. Why would Shahbaz Sharif speak to Sri Lankan president about cricket and say that, you should get India to play in Sri Lanka? Nonsense, man. And UAE gave a letter of support. Where? Which letter? Can we see that letter, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif? All this nonsense, which, that country is a joke, if you ask me. Sometimes I feel Imran Khan is a better joker than Shahbaz Sharif. This guy is terrible. He tells that he spoke to the Sri Lankan Prime Minister about India's cricket match with Pakistan. Why would a Sri Lankan Prime Minister bother about all that stuff? As long as his gate collections in Colombo are great, that's it. Period. So this is what it is. Come to think of it, Pakistan had no choice, Jaydev. They are a nation that is broke with a capital B. The nation doesn't have money. The Pakistan Cricket Board would have gone into a tipsy. They don't have got players for the PCL. Nothing would have gone right for them. They knew they had no choice because advertising comes from India. Period. Indian Cricket Board can buy Pakistan, Bangladesh, every other cricket board if they want to. They're so rich. Our IPL can kind of dwarf any other competition in this world. That is what maybe it's not right, but that's the kind of money that goes around. When Sharad Pawar ji used to run ICC, we still dictated terms then. Okay? Jagmohan Dalmia, yes, we dictated terms those days. We will continue to dictate. We will show them that we are the kings, maybe if not the game, at least we are a part of the commercial part of it. That without India, no cricket game will happen. And Pakistan, I don't want to use a word, but BLOOOY, come and play. That's it. They'd better do that because they have no choice. And they will play. And I wish India defeats them because that would be the ultimate, the cream on the top. That literally would be the best thing that would happen to Indian cricket.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see. The last point is, Sureshji, is that Mamta Banerjee is losing the plot because the Supreme Court is going to have a hearing on Tuesday regarding the ED, alleging the interference by her government during the IPAC, raid. So, how do you see this? She is really panicking, isn't it?
We saw that during the hearing the other day when she came and she came in the lawyer's gown and she started arguing. And the judge had to tell, one of the judges had to tell her that your counsel is there, let him argue. Another day, there was another petition in which a person filed and said, if Mamta Banerjee can argue in the court, I can also argue in the court. So the Chief Justice, I believe, told that gentleman, see, she's the Chief Minister after all. She wanted to say something. Let her say something and go. That's it. But you know what happened to it finally? The judgment came against her. No SIR, stopping of SIR, nothing doing. Get more officers, 8,500 officers of Class B. Put them all in place. The DGP issued a show cause notice to personally file an affidavit on why he is not handling the violence and not filing cases against the TMC leaders. Everything backfired on us, so much so, I don't know, Jaydev, you missed the fun. And I tweeted about this. The Chief Justice asked when the judgment was to be pronounced, order was to be pronounced, where is Mr. Kapil Sibal? He is the lead advocate in this case. So one of his assistants said, I believe, no, sir, he's not well. My lord, he's not well. He's taking rest at home. So Chief Justice said, no, last evening I saw him at a function. He looked pretty good. What happened to him now? Anyway, let him take rest. Kapil Sibal knew what was coming. He knew that the entire petition was getting thrown out because all the drama that Mamta Banerjee did last week was only for her TMC chamcha sitting in Kolkata. So they wanted to put that poster up and say, look, Mamta Banerjee argued in the Supreme Court in front of the Chief Justice. Nothing doing. They created AI-generated images and they wanted to build up a story. Unfortunately or fortunately for the election commission and unfortunately for Mamta Banerjee, the entire thing has fallen flat. 1.02 crore people will have to reply to the notices. There's no other getting away. Maximum of a week. That's what the Supreme Court has extended. Within a week, the entire process has to be finished. And if 1.02, even if 50% get knocked out, plus the 58 lakhs which are there gone before, 1 crore voters in West Bengal are out. And just like Bihar, the fortunes of BJP will change then. That is what she's worried about, Jaydev. And that is why, and this particular IPAC case, there again she has to argue why she picked up the papers and she lied to her teeth. She said that the ED officials had actually signed what she took away. No, they didn't. She herself said that before, that I took it away. And we saw how our officers were running with those files outside. ED didn't have a chance to even check those documents that she was taking. And all those documents contained incriminating evidence against Pratik Sinha and how he was peddling Hawala money into the entire election campaign. And Pratik is now in deep, deep soup. And he knows that. He initially thought that he could get away by using Mamta Banerjee, but now she's just run away from the scene. And he is left to fend for himself now. And he will have to face the music about why he transferred so many crores into the Goa election. Why did he move the money to Goa? He has to answer all those questions because, on the other hand, our man Prashant Kishore has disappeared. Okay, he is not there anymore. Okay, and in fact, the other day, Chief Justice asked me, "Why are you all fighting your election cases in the court? How many votes did your party, Jan Suraj party, get?" That is a question you need to ask. And that is what it is, Jaydev. See, these guys are, people like Mamta Banerjee think they are entitled to certain things in life that only they can do. They can dictate everything. I mean, I'm ashamed at the police officers who are at a beck and call. They are IPS officers. They're supposed to have a backbone. The police commissioner of Calcutta, the behavior that he did during the IPAC raid, the DGP of police, the way he acted, I mean, it's ridiculous. You are arresting people for putting social media posts when the Supreme Court says that it should not be allowed. And what do? You put some fake cases of rape cases against them. This is what is happening. And I think the time has come now. I think Mamta Banerjee has realized that next time she need not go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will give it back to her twice. And now the SAR process has proved that all that drama that she did last week has come to naught.
Yeah, even bigger drama is Mahua Moitra, if you remember.
She is accusing somebody else of planting fake stories. Everybody knows who bought her those tickets to travel, who gave the login of her Lok Sabha account to a person, an industrialist, who bought her those expensive bags. Let us not get into all that. A lot of skeletons will tumble out of the cupboard for Mahua Moitra. I mean, not, as I said, sab doodh mein dhule hue nahi hai idhar. Everybody is in it. And she also knows that very well. And if she's pointing one finger at somebody, three fingers are pointing back at her. And she better be clean herself. And she cannot be, because she has done all kind of stuff which a normal MP would have lost his or her seat for having shared your login and let somebody ask questions for you, which is the most disgrace stuff.
Yeah, that was a wonderful session, Sureshi, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Jaydev.
you.
Thank you. Stay
Thanks.
there.
Yeah.
Jai Shri Ram.